Start today's class by coming down onto the ground into a constructive rest position. Coming with our back flat, our feet maybe hip distance or even a little bit wider. The knees can point towards the ceiling, or maybe they start to come and touch next to each other. Maybe you rest your hands on your body, or maybe you let them rest alongside the palms face up, fingers curling slightly. Take a moment to notice throughout your body any tension you might be holding on to, any achiness or soreness. We'll take 3 intentionally slow breaths to start to settle in here, filling the lungs completely, and then slowly exhaling, offering that deep exhale to those areas of tension, and see if that breath can start to relax any tight spaces you might be feeling in this moment. Taking one more, just like that, deep breath in, long exhale out. Softening on the exhale. Now start to find a rhythmic, natural flow for your breath, not changing it and or altering it in any way. Let it be easy and smooth. In our daily lives, we have the habit of running. We seek peace, success, and even love. We are always on the run. And our steps are one means by which we run away from the present moment. But life is available only in the present moment. Peace is available only in the present moment. Taking a step and then taking refuge in your step means to stop running. We make a step, and if we know how to make it, peace becomes available in that moment of touching the earth with our feet. It would be a pity to let a whole day pass without enjoying walking on the earth. Usually our in-breath tends to be a little shorter than our out-breath. When you breathe in, maybe you take 2 steps and say, I have arrived. I have arrived. And when you breathe out, you might like to take 3 steps and say, I am home. I am home. Home means being at home in that present moment where you are and where you can touch all the wonders of your life. We should be able to walk with a lot of tenderness and happiness on this beautiful planet. I have arrived. I am home. Is not a statement, but instead a practice. Allowing ourselves to sink deeply into the here and the now, because life is possible only in the present. Life is available only in this moment. And you know that you have the capacity to touch life in this present moment, in the here and now. We may have lost our freedom or even our sovereignty, and we may allow ourselves to be pushed and pulled from here and now. But now we have to resist the habit energy that pushes us to run. We have to recover our sovereignty and reclaim our freedom and walk like a free person on this earth. Freedom doesn't free a person, and it doesn't mean political freedom, but it means freedom from the past, freedom from the future, from our worries and from our fear, where each step can help free us. We resist. We don't allow ourselves to be carried away. But we want to be free because we know that without freedom, no happiness, no peace are possible. The Buddha said that the Buddha said that freedom and solidity are the two characteristics of nirvana. Imagine someone who has no solidity and no freedom. Can that person never be happy? Walking mindfully like this helps us to cultivate freedom and solidity, which will bring us well-being and happiness. When you walk, let your steps follow your breath, not the other way around. Let your breathing be natural and never forced. Breathing in, if your legs want 2 steps, then we take exactly 2 steps. If you feel better with 3 steps, then give yourself 3 steps while breathing in. When you breathe out, listen to your lungs. And whenever you feel that you want to take an extra step while breathing out, then allow yourself to have 1 more step, breathing out. Every step can be enjoyable. Sometimes it's helpful to practice in a park or someplace full of beauty, quiet. This nourishes our spirit and it strengthens our mindfulness. We walk slowly, but not too slowly. This is a kind of invisible practice that we can enjoy nature in our own serenity. When we see something we want to touch with our mindfulness, the blue sky, a hill or a tree or a bird, we simply stop. But while we do so, we continue breathing in and out mindfully. To practice stopping while we're walking. Because if you can stop while walking, then you'll be able to stop when doing other daily activities, whether it's cleaning the kitchen, watering the garden, or even eating breakfast. We should be able to practice mindful breathing and mindful walking everywhere. In our home, at work, at school, at the grocery store, or even in a busy, crowded street. When you walk from the bus stop or from one room to another, can you turn it into a walking meditation? Even if your surroundings are full of noise and agitation, you can still walk in rhythm with your breathing. Even in the commotion of a big city, you can walk with peace and happiness and an inner smile. This is what it means to live fully in every moment of every day of your life. And this is something that is possible to do. Walking and walking meditation is walking just to simply enjoy the walk. You don't have any desire to arrive anywhere. Walking and not arriving. This is a technique, a practice. And you enjoy every step that you make because every step brings you home to the here and the now. Your true home is here and now because only in this moment, in this place called the here and now, is life possible. According to a master, Lin Ji, the miracle is not to walk on water or in thin air, but to simply walk on the earth. To walk in such a way that you become fully alive with joy and happiness and possibility. That is the miracle that everyone can perform every time you walk. And you can too. If you have mindfulness, concentration, and insight, then every step you take on this earth is performing a miracle. Excerpt from No Mud, No Lotus. That not on. We'll take one last breath here in our opening grounding meditation. As we do, we'll thank ourselves for taking time out of our busy day to be here on our mat and to ponder the simple act of walking. And then as you're ready, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Let's flutter the eyes open. We'll start to add some gentle movement into our practice, starting by letting our knees start to separate, and then take your one knee in and start to hug it in towards your chest. And then take a few ankle rolls, and then reverse them. Maybe point and flex the feet a few times. And then holding onto the thigh, see if you can circle your leg at the knee. And then reverse it. Great job. And then let's take into the entire hip joint and find a circle. And then reverse it. We're simply starting to explore our lower body and how it's feeling today. All right, go ahead and bring that foot to the ground. Hug in the other knee, get a little compression in your hip, and start with those ankle circles. And then reverse them. Point and flex a few times. And then hold behind the leg and move the bottom of the leg from the knee down in a circular motion. And reverse it. And then as you're ready, getting the hip joint into it, circling it in a big circle or a little circle or whatever feels good for you. And then reverse that side. Great job. Let's go ahead and bring both feet down to the mat and then rolling on the back of your head, turn towards the right and then the left, moving through the neck, getting a little bit of movement through the spine. Go ahead and bring your gaze back to center, keeping the feet a little wider than hip distance in that constructive rest. And then gently start to roll the knees slowly from left to right. Almost like a windshield wiper that's been put on super slow motion here. Just starting to twist and move through the hips and the abdominal muscles. Great job. All right, come to a little bit of stillness. If you want to grab a block or a pillow or a blanket here for this one-legged tree pose on the ground, you're welcome to do that. We're going to send our right leg along, hugging our left knee in towards our torso, and then we're going to find a reclined tree. So we're going to bring that left foot over to the right leg, opening up through that hip on that left side, letting the knee bent fall towards the ground. Now, because we're just starting to warm things up, you might want to put, like I said, a prop like a block, a pillow, or a blanket under that knee, or maybe just let gravity take its time, opening you up. You can stretch your arms maybe overhead. Really stretch, feel that length and extension. And then exhale to release the left side, sending that left leg long, starting to hug that right knee in towards your torso. And then as you're ready, finding reclined tree on the right side, bringing the right foot over to the left leg, letting the knee open, getting that external hip rotation, noticing how that's feeling in your body, maybe even in your lower spine. And if you find that it's not feeling great in the lower spine, you can add a little bit of an incline with a pillow or a bolster, and that might help relieve that lower back tension if you're feeling any. Or again, a prop under the knee might be what the solution is. All right, last breath here. Inhale to release. This time, go ahead and come back into your constructive rest. Let the soles of the feet come together. Start to separate both knees out wide to the side. Reclined butterfly pose. You can keep your hands on your body or maybe circle them overhead, opening up a little bit through the torso and maybe coming back into some neck movement or maybe letting it rock to one side and holding and then rock to the other side and hold. Great job. Last breath here. Exhale to release your hands down by your thighs, bringing the knees together, and then bring them in both towards your chest and find a happy baby. A nice gentle rock from side to side. Feet lift towards the floor. You can straighten and lower or take any other. Great job. All right, go ahead and find a little bit of stillness. And then let's come on over to a tabletop, coming on to hands and knees. From our tabletop, we're going to bring our right hand just right under our face and then come over onto our right hip. Go ahead and send your right leg long along the ground. And for your right shoulder and elbow, they can be in a little bit of an alignment here, keeping you up. Or for more of a reclined position, you can come down onto your side and support your head with your hand. We're then going to take our top leg, we're going to send it up high, point it towards the ceiling, and then we're going to exhale, bring it into your tree pose. So it can be high, low, all the way down to the ankle. We're just getting a little bit of nice external hip opening here. Now you can take that top arm, it can be on your ground in front of you for support. It could be on your hip, or you could even take it up overhead if you'd like a little stretchy stretch through that top arm. Great job. All righty, let's come out of our tree. Bring our right hand under our right shoulder. Bring that right knee a bend. Come up on the right knee and take it into a side plank, lifting that top arm overhead and feeling your side rib cage opening up. Great job. Exhale to release through your tabletop to the opposite side. And we'll start with our laying tree pose. So we'll come down onto that left hip, finding the support with that left arm, however feels best. Start to straighten that bottom leg. Inhale, point the top leg towards the ceiling. And then as you're ready, find your tree of choice. Letting that hip open up. And again, that left hand or the top hand can be hip, round, or lift. A little bit of a balance on your side hip here. Exhale to release. Setting up for half side plank. Hand under shoulder, knee to the ground. Lifting hips and letting top arm reach overhead. Great job. Exhale to release. Come through your tabletop. Great job. Alrighty. From our tabletop, let's go ahead and stretch out our right foot behind us. Tuck that toe, press through the heel, get a nice stretch through your calf. You could even take a few rocks if you'd like. Great job. Now bring a bend into that knee. Start to lift the foot up towards the ceiling. A little glute stretch here. Warming up the glutes. Great job. Bring that foot back down. Switch sides. Left side goes out. Take your calf stretch. Bend the knee, kick the ceiling, glute stretch. Come back into your tabletop. Beautiful job. Let's drop our elbows right where our hands are. Bring the hands parallel or even together in a diamond shape. And then start to walk the knees back, sinking forehead and heart towards the mat in a puppy pose. Stretching through that upper body. Beautiful puppy pose. Walk yourself back to a tabletop. And then we'll find our way into our first downward dog of the class. You're taking that from a floor orientation, maybe walking your hands one palm print forward, then starting to lift the knees and lift the hips. And then take a moment to walk your dog, pedaling the knees. Now, you're always welcome to change your orientation. Instead of the floor, come up to a wall or another piece of furniture in your space, taking those hands shoulder distance apart and creating that same V shape. But wherever we're at, we're walking our dog, shifting our weight from left to right, pressing into those hands. And then start to find a few deep breaths. Inhale fully for 2 breaths or 2 petals. And then exhale for 3 petals. Inhaling for 2, exhaling for 3. Kind of like that opening monologue it was talking about. And then settle into stillness. Beautiful job. Alrighty, from here, let's take and lift our right foot behind us a little or a lot, and then curl knee in towards our nose. And then we're going to take that into that fallen triangle. So we're going to take that right leg that was lifted, take it across to the left side of the mat, letting the edge of the foot touch down. Beautiful stretch through the outer IT band here. Great job. Come back through your downward dog. Take that second side, lift up the foot, little or a lot. Extend it behind you. Inhale, knee to nose, rounding, and then shoot the foot over to the right side. Resting on the edge, getting that stretch through the IT band. Great job. Come back to your downward dog of choice. Go back to the first side. Step that first foot through for a high lunge. Inhale, hands can come to heart, or maybe start to lift up in the air. We're bending through both knees. Beautiful job. Let's go ahead and add a little upper body here. Exhale, cactus the arms. Pull the heart forward, lift the gaze, squeeze the shoulder blades. Great job. With our inhale, we're going to straighten the arms overhead. We're going to straighten both legs. Exhale, hinge over that front leg. Maybe bring some props outside that front foot. Pyramid, getting a stretch through the back of the leg. And then let's go into a little bit of a balance. Shifting our weight to that front foot, we lift the back toes, warrior three. With as much grace as we can muster, maybe touching down the foot if needed, we'll start to come standing staff. Bringing that knee in front of us at a 90-ish degree bend. Great job. And I wonder if you know where we're going. Open it out to the side. Find your tree pose. Beautiful job. Coming into this pose from many different angles today. Feel free to grab the arms, branches, position of your choice. Great job. Exhale to bring that foot back in front of you, and then release to your mountain. Side two. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's go ahead and hinge and forward fold. We haven't taken a sun salutation yet, so we'll take one to reset between sides. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. From your fold, walk it to your downward dog choice. Great job. Let's take side two. Second foot lifts off the mat. Step it in, high lunge. Really feel like you're pulling those thighs together. You're engaging through your core before you send those hands up and overhead. Exhale, cactus back bend. Inhale, everything straightens. Exhale, hinge over that front leg, pyramid pose. Start to shift your weight to the front leg, lift those back toes, quick warrior three before standing into your standing staff. Great job. Opening the knee to the side, finding the tree of your choice, maybe growing branches. You're doing great. Beautiful job. Exhale to release that foot through center. Bring it down to the ground. Go ahead and remove any props you might have at your mat. Coming to the back of your mat space. And we're going to take a mindful walk here together using the guidelines that our opening monologue suggested. So as we take 2 count breaths, we'll take 2 steps forward. As we take 3 count exhales, we'll take 3 steps forward. Once we reach the end of our mat, we'll turn around and come back to the back of our mat. As you do each step, see if you can feel the weight shifting from side to side. See if you can feel your breath and really allow yourself the present moment. And I'll be back in just a moment, giving you some time for your walk. Finishing up the cycle you're on, ending at the back of your mat. Beautiful job. All right, coming back to the mountain at the back of your mat. We're going to take a big toe pose. If you like, you're more than welcome to grab a strap for this. It's similar to tree pose. We shift the weight to one side. We start to lift that knee into the 90-degree bend. Now you're always welcome to add the strap here around the knee and just stay right here, exploring big toe with just the knee. And then we're going to open it out to the side, kind of like tree, but not touching. Bring it back. Now, either staying with that bent knee version or bringing the strap to the bottom of the foot. And we start to send that leg out long in front of us. Big toe pose. The foot can be just a couple inches off the ground or all the way up to hip height, depending on your body. And maybe you begin to explore what it might feel like to open it out to the side. You got it. You're doing great. Little bend in the standing knee. All right. As gracefully as you can, unwind and come out. Great job. All right. Come back into your mountain. Find your stillness. We start to shift to second side. Lifting knee. Adjusting weight. Got it. Now, first time, we're just exploring the knee. Opening knee out to the side. Getting our balance. Your opposite hand can be on your hip, can be on a prop, be anywhere that feels good. And then either staying here or maybe choosing that extended leg version. Big toe pose. Great job. Still keep a bend in your standing leg. And then if you're going to take it out to the side, see what that might feel like. You're doing great. Exhale to bring it back and unwind. Great job today. Go ahead and take that strap out of your way. Come back into your mountain. And then let's flip one of our feet and take it behind us, coming to the top of the foot, getting a nice stretch through the entire ankle and shin. Take that same foot, bring it forward, either to step on a block or maybe a wall or piece of furniture nearby. Give it a nice counter stretch here through the calf muscle, maybe the bottom of the foot. All right, come back through center, switch sides. First, top of the foot, ankle stretch. Pull it forward, half stretch, stepping on something, a wall, a block, something else. Toes are higher than heel. We'll bring a bend into the knee if that adds to the stretch, or keep it straight. It's up to you. All right, bring it back into your mountain. This time, get a little rock in your feet going left to right. And then let's try pulling our weight forward and back, heels and toes. And then bring the feet flat on the ground and start to take circles with your ankles, your knees, the bottoms of your feet going in one direction. And then the other. Great job. We'll come back into our mountain. We'll circle hands up and overhead. Reach them up. And then with our exhale, we'll interlace the fingers, let them come down onto the back of the head, and then start to drop the chin down towards the torso, letting the hands add a little bit of weight here. You can keep those elbows wide or start to drop the elbows towards each other, which will add even more weight into the stretch through the back of your neck. Great job. Inhale. Arms up, look up, spread the arms wide, chin lifts high. Great job. Exhale, come through a prayer. And then let's come back down onto the floor, finding a tabletop and grabbing those blocks or some other prop to lift your hands just off the floor a few inches. Now for this one, you can either keep your hands or your elbows on that prop of your choice, but we're going to refine to that puppy pose here by starting to walk the knees back and let the forehead and heart sink down towards the floor, or maybe a prop of your choice, a pillow or blanket or something. Adding the blocks, props under the hands or elbows might allow you to sink a little bit deeper into that side stretch portion. Feel your breath. Allow yourself to settle. One more breath here. Beautiful. Walk those hands back under your shoulders, tabletop. Go ahead and send your right arm long alongside the ear, and then send your left leg long for spinal balance, pulling fingers and toes in opposite directions. Exhale, round knee to elbow, chin to chest. Take it for 3 cycles of breath on your own. After that third one, go ahead and bring both knee and hand back down to ground. Let's switch sides, taking our left arm and right leg. And then as you're ready, start to find the round and extend. 3 times on your own. After the last one, extend. Exhale, release, tabletop. Great job. Alrighty, let's take our right hand out to the side and up, twisting into a thread the needle. Exhale, bring it through the arms, sink the chin, the shoulder, the ear towards the mat or a prop. Pressing into the opposite hand to really twist through the spine and checking in that both feet are parallel, both legs are parallel. Exhale to unwind, tabletop. Second side, inhale, wind it up. Exhale, thread the needle. Great job. Exhale to release, tabletop. Alrighty, from here, let's come on to our hips for a shoulder opener. We're going to bring our hands back behind us in an M seat and bring our feet in front of us, almost like that constructive rest, but feet are about hip distance apart this time. Now for the hands behind us, you may want to put the fingers pointing away from you or off to the side or even pointing towards your hips. It really depends on you and your body. For this shoulder stretch, we're going to start by shimmying our hips down towards our heels, but keeping our hands fully pressed into the ground, noticing how that feels through our shoulders. You can start to lift and puff your torso, maybe lift your gaze, lift your chin. And if this is enough, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like, or you could also start to lift those hips coming into a reverse tabletop. But make sure if you do that, you're keeping a nice straight spine from heel or from knees all the way through the top of your head, and that you're not letting your head dump down towards the ground. You're engaging your core. One last breath, whichever option you're at. If your hips are lifted, go ahead and lower them close to your heels. And then we'll all shimmy our hips back to neutral. Releasing those shoulders. Beautiful, good job. Bring your hands up towards your knees. Sit up tall, maybe hug those knees just a little bit as a counter stretch for that. Opening up through the shoulders. And then let's go ahead and roll ourselves down onto our backs. Curling into a ball, maybe you rock a little left to right. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and bring both feet down to the floor. And then we're going to find one last tree variation. But this last tree variation, I want us to find something that we can put our extended foot against. Maybe it's a wall or a piece of furniture. Maybe it's just your block. It's up to you. But almost have your foot flat, like you're standing on the ground. And then as you're ready, let the opposite knee open up into that tree. Now, just like in our opening recline tree, you can add a prop under that knee if you'd like a little support. Maybe after all this opening, you feel like you're in a much different space in your body here, and that's okay as well, too. You can take your hands out to a cactus or around to a circle. And as you stand here strong like a tree, but reclined, notice how taking the element of balance, how we've done this pose from different angles throughout our class today, each one feeling completely different, whether it would be a balance challenge or not. Maybe it's a deeper hip opening with one variation than it was another variation. But each one was taking us into that very present moment and showing us that in different moments, the same thing can look and feel completely different. Beautiful job. All right, our last breath in tree. Listen to me carefully. Take that bent knee, bring the sole of the foot to the floor out on the same side of the body. We're then going to press into the floor to lift the hips and take them over to that side of the body because we're going to take that bent knee into a twist. Now, if keeping that extended leg long does not work in your body, you do not have to keep it lengthened. You can bring a bend and stack or stagger the knees as well. Work to keep your shoulders towards the mat. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you just feel your breath. Exhale to unwind. Bring the hips through neutral. Second side, standing reclined tree. Maybe change up the arms this time. Take your branches into a different configuration. Offering a different stretch through your shoulders. Coming out of our tree into our twist, we bring the sole of the foot that has a bent knee to the ground. We shift the hips closer to that side and then take that bent knee across to the other side. Of course, always welcome to add in props or a bent knee, a bind, anything else you'd like. Great job. With our exhale, we unwind the spine, bringing the hips to neutral. From here, we can take any last minute movement our body is needing, maybe a constructive rest or a windshield wiper, a ball or a happy baby, or maybe a legs up the wall. But in the end, we find ourselves coming into our final resting pose of choice. Maybe that's a constructive rest or a corpse pose. Maybe you really enjoy that legs up the wall and you decided to stick with it for the end. It's really up to you. Feel free to add pillows, blankets, anything that would make this more relaxing, more of a time where you can create an incubated space of safety just for yourself in this moment. As you get settled in, and whatever feels the most restful for you. Maybe you gently close your eyes. Maybe you simply soften your gaze and let your eyelids grow heavy. Take a deep breath in and then slowly sigh it out through the mouth. Allow your body to soften. Once again, releasing any built up tension in your shoulders, face, or even your jaw. And then let your breathing become easy and natural. Now we'll begin to imagine ourselves standing at the edge of a forest path on a crisp autumn day. The air is cool, but not cold and not warm. And there's just enough of a breeze to tingle as it brushes past your skin. Refreshing and alive. A few golden leaves floating gently to the ground. dancing their way down from the branches above. Maybe you begin to walk along this path, noticing the ground beneath your feet, the soft earth cushioned by the beautiful layers of gem-like fallen leaves. Each step makes a delicate crunch, connecting you to the world beneath you. And you walk slowly, with ease, as if there is no destination, but simply the act of moving forward is enough. Can you feel yourself becoming fully present in the rhythm of your steps, lifting, placing, shifting, noticing how the weight from transfers from toes to heels? Can you allow this quiet rhythm to anchor you, drawing your attention inward with each step? With every inhalation, maybe invite in the smells of autumn, the damp earth, pine needles, warm seasoning spices, and even the subtle sweetness of decaying leaves and foliage. And on your exhale, begin to release any heaviness, as if the wind is carrying away your burdens like leaves. Now start to expand your awareness outward, noticing the sights of the seasons around you. The trees wearing brilliant coats of ambers, golds, or deep reds. A gentle breeze stirring, sending leaves into swirling patterns across the path. And maybe you feel as if you're part of this natural dance, moving, changing, flowing with the seasons. Maybe birds call faintly from the distance, their song slow and unhurried. Or you feel the stillness of the forest. There is no rush here, no pressure. The simple, steady unfolding of each moment, like the turning of a leaf. And as you continue to walk in your mind's eye, notice how the movement creates a sense of peace inside you, maybe. Walking then becomes a practice of mindfulness, step after step, moment after moment, as natural as the changing seasons. Now gradually allow the image of your fall path to soften. Imagine yourself coming to a stop on your trail. You pause, take a deep breath. Maybe even allow yourself to feel a quiet sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the moment, for the beauty of autumn, and even for the simple movements your body is making, carrying you through life's journeys. In our stillness, notice the ground beneath you, steady and supportive. And see if you can feel that same groundedness within your body, rooted, stable, present. When you're ready, we'll take the deepest breath of our day so far. We'll begin to wiggle fingers and toes and gently bring yourself back to the space that you are in. Noticing the weight of our bodies on our mats and the air on our skin and any sounds that surround us. Knowing that there is no rush to move. Take your time. Maybe when you're ready, you can even gently open your eyes, bringing with you this sense of peace or ease from our autumn walk, reminding ourselves that just like the seasons, you are always unfolding, moment by moment. When we take the time to connect with our steps, we bring ourselves back into the present moment with the promise of happiness and peace. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your time today. Maybe get outside for a nice walk. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much.